At that time, they now said, one Mr. John in civil defense. People should, that man is a wonderful, he works with civil defense because he really pioneered the meetings. I called him. He said, no, they thought that Ateke Tom is representing me. How can somebody I introduced to you represent me? Because they started having direct dealings with them. So when I came out towards the end of September, Ateke Tom has not come out. So I went to Ateke Tom. I said, what is happening? How can you not come out? Apart from Soboma George and Boylof, so much other people not come out. The arrangement was that if people like Ateke Tom does not come out and there is an attack on anybody, of any of the militant leaders, then every other person would have attacked. The arrangement was that they would have attacked from everywhere. So I went to Ateke Tom and said, how come you will not come out? Ateke Tom told me that the committee, the amnesty committee, people have told him from there that he should not come out. That if he does not come out here, Adua will extend amnesty.
So what were they hoping to gain through that?
I don't know what they are getting. Political gains. They have already endangered me at that time. I will call people like from Bonny area and other things. I call them and give them their names and their numbers to reach them to come out. They will tell these people not to come out. When I call these people back, they will tell me, you are not, your men, that men has not accepted to come out. I keep wondering why. So I now told that, okay, you will come out on the 1st of October. You will come out on the 1st of October because on that day, Eagle Square, people will be at Eagle Square. At least one media man will see you. And you will let the world know that you want peace. So I prepared flyers and other things. I arranged with Ateke. I said, you must. We will make sure you come out. As I was talking to him, Ateke got mad. I now called the contact as I was contacting with him. I was hearing he was mad. He said he will not hear anything, that he must come out 1st of October, whether they like it or not. He must come out. That was how Ateke came out 1st October without any preparation. I brought him out. And Yenadua confessed the best gift he has ever received. It was me. It was when Ateke came out, other militants now came out in a hurry. Because they now saw the danger. Ateke had full soldiers, more than anybody you can think of, practically. The arrangement I had with Ateke Tom was that they will wash themselves. If Ateke boys has come out to say, we are not doing this in again, sincerely, you will have two heads to do it in Rivers State.
Okay.
But the government purposely removed me because some people saw fame, some money, and so many other things in the amnesty program.
Now, in so much of what you've said, you keep alluding to the fact that at some point in time, the struggle, in quotes,
yes,
had degenerated into an avenue for making quick money.
Yes.
And right now you've also alluded to the same thing, that there are many people who are using this program, yes, to make money.
Yes.
So at the expense of people's life,
our people.
Right.
At the expense of our people. Let me tell you, it was not just our people. The soldiers, the policemen started enjoying the business. If policemen saw relevancy that they have to kill people and army men, even when they know they're not militants, they kill them just to want to stay. Now, if I tell you stories about what uniformed men did in the Niger Delta, you'll be scared.
What you're saying is that a lot of the problems you had in the Niger Delta was born out of greed. People who wanted to make quick money and not for any reasonable
without any apology to anybody, was greed. Till tomorrow, we had an advantage. There was an oil, there was that, there was this, but nobody stood for us. They were raping our own people were raping our children, raping our mothers, kidnapping them, kidnapping people's mothers, grandmothers. And we called it a struggle. We so fool ourselves to say that is a foundation we want to leave for the next generation. How can you convert blood to a struggle? Because my Bible tells me whatever a man sows, he will reap. If Nigeria has given us anything because of people who were claiming to be a struggle, it will go the way it came. So I stood to the truth. And when I told you that, I said, look, this thing is not about fighting Nigeria. The truth of the matter is that we must forgive some people who have decided that they must be the head of different places and for different reasons. If not, it did not come to the imagination of God, Nigeria, that a state, a region that has claimed to be fighting you, you will give him amnesty. It's the right way around now.
Okay.
But the proof came that we needed to separate a fight. There was too much of killing. People died. I know young men who have died for no reason.
Now, with this kind of situation, do you really think that people are capable of letting bygones be bygones?
Oh, yes. By the time we started the reconciliation, before amnesty was announced, I have gone to reconcile everybody. I went to Soboma George. If Soboma George was standing in before me, I never knew him. I went to Ateketom. I went back to Soboma George. I said, you must reconcile. When I called, Ateke gave me Soboma's number. Because I told him, you have to reconcile with Ateke, Soboma George. When I went to Soboma, they called me to somewhere in Wittenbush, in town, near Stella Maris College. And I went there, we were sitting down, about 6 young boys. I said, which of you is Soboma George? They said, no, I should talk where I came for. I said, look, I came for forgiveness. They were mad. They want some Okrika, they were mad. They said, me, forgive Ateke. They were mad. They didn't even want to listen to me. At the end of the day, we fixed the meeting again. I didn't know who was Soboma that first day. The second day we went there, I didn't even know who was Soboma George. I was begging. I begged. Soboma George refused. I went back to Ateketom. I said, Ateke, what do? I need Soboma. He said, in short, he's the elder. Soboma George is the younger one. I can need this elder. I said, no, you have to show him that you're wiser. I went back to Soboma. Soboma said, if I am saying the truth, he will know what will happen. I should go to Ateketom. Ateketom knows what to do. I went back to Ateketom. I said, Soboma said, you know what to do. Please help me. Ateketom brought a drink. I said, see this drink, take it to Soboma George. He will understand what I'm saying. I went to Soboma George. Ateketom said I should bring this in for you. He laughed. The following morning, he did not accept. The following morning, he called me. He said, Onengiya, now you they tell me this thing. At that time, they have told me it's Soboma George. Now you they tell me this kind of thing. Say, you be Calabari man. Now you won't carry me, will give Ateke. He asked to know my house,
all right,
know my family, know my relations. I brought all of them on board. I said, Ateke, Soboma, trust me. Ateke will not do anything. He said, okay, his brother will accompany me. He gave me his brother. I went with his brother and saw Ateke. We discussed and came back. Then Soboma decided to follow me. He followed me and I took him. That was on the 7th of July, 2008. It was on that day peace returned to Niger Delta. All right. Because all the militants, all the warring groups, everybody came to Ateke's camp. That day I saw heaven and I saw the hand of God. There was no oath taking, there was nothing. Ateketom accepted him, nobody killed anybody, and there was a reconciliation.
We're just interested in asking you. Now, you went through all this. You've talked about meeting with some of the people who were feared then, yes, and thought to be real hard people. What is your driving force?
God.
What is the courage you have?
So let me give you one thing.
Because one would say that you took calculated risks and your life could easily have been on the line. So what was your driving force? Before then,
Asari took me to Saudi Arabia. And I saw Saudi, and I saw how the security are in Saudi. You don't need a policeman. Everybody washes everybody. So when I came back, I told God something must be done about this thing. But I asked God for one thing. I said, remove fear from me. If I have ever carried gun, if I have ever raped a woman, I would not have been able to do what I did. Because these boys, they see more than you see. They have informant more than the government. I was going to the government, I was going to the boys, I was going everywhere. I was most washed. I went to the church and I asked my church to pray for me. I will call Ateketom from the church for church to pray for him. Ateketom will call and ask for request for prayer that he has changed. God removed the fear from me and asked me to stand on the truth. And I stood on the truth of God. I risked my family's life. I answered militants that I have never been. I had brothers, 2 brothers. My brother came in from US. I went to pick him up at the airport. We were coming. As we were coming, we got to Garrison in a major junction. Police surrounded us. Asked us to lie down in the middle of the road. Me and my 2 brothers, the only men in my mother's family that were carrying guns. I risked my family's life. I had a senior sister who has lived all her life in abroad. Her house with her property were brought down in one day. The government said she had a militant brother because her pillar was on the road. They announced it on radio that she had a militant brother. So they must remove that pillar that is on the road. They came and dropped the house down. On that day, they arrested me and put me in prison.
That no guns were found?
Nothing. Nothing. So I risked the life of my friends, those that know me, the community where I stay. I risk every life, but God covered me because of peace. Okay. This peace God has given to Niger Delta. God promised us a generational change. I stand by it. When I started generational change, Nigeria started talking about rebranding. I said, how can you do God this kind of evil? God is doing something, you're calling it a rebranding. That God has said to us that he will change Nigeria from Niger Delta. That our strength is in our ability to forgive, that we are one. I started a campaign.
Okay. Today in this country, there are many cases of violence still on.
Yes.
And some areas are still regarded as very risky places to go through. And there is a general outcry for a return to peace. How can this country attain the true peace?
Let me tell you, I have done all the jobs. My Bible says the harvest is ripe, but the laborers are few. I have read through Martin Luther King's book and films. Martin Luther King was assisted by the system when he came. American president will say when Martin Luther King calls him, even when he had a board meeting, he will leave them and attend to Martin Luther King because America wanted peace. Okay. And they supported him. In my case, my government is fighting me. I went to Jos on Saturday, 2011. There was a rumor that Jos will burn. I have clips of all of those things. I went to Jos, 4th, 5th, 6th was Salah. I was in Jos campaigning. Young men came out. I've gone to Kaduna. People are saying, we did not know that young men can come out and say no. People are ready to fight this crime. The government has forgotten God. There's a saying, they said, any nation that continues to buy weapons of mass destruction is heading towards a spiritual doom. And God said they have the form of godliness, they deny the power thereof. I have met men of God who told me that you have a grace to go. When the boys come to the church, you will pray for them. Right. What I'm saying is this, there is a way out. I have written letters, I have talked to people. If the government listens to me, in less than 1 year, we will remove all the guns in this country. This country will be so peaceful. Investors will not have space to stay. Just in less than 1 year. Let us go back to God. I'm not talking about what we will teach people to do. I am talking about laws that will be in place. Mr. President, people will not say, this is what we have said. Anybody who does not cue into it, you see what happens from that day. This is what God has assured me. That it is not going to be by force or by army, okay, but by God's grace. Just that we must have the spirit to forgive. I have big regrets that Yaradua died. The plans Yaradua had for Niger Delta, no one of them is saying. The plans that man had, may his soul rest in peace. But until we put on the heart of Yaradua, Nigeria cannot go anywhere.
Right. Now, you say you have been to a number of flashpoints in the country campaigning. Yes. What has been the response of particularly the youths when you take the message of peace to them?
When I went to Kaduna, the young men came out. They said, look, let me tell you. They showed me where the Christians are packed to and where the Muslims are now. A Muslim brother is telling me, see, we have always stayed together. We don't know where this thing is coming from.
Some people
and they were happy. They were so happy They said they wrote to their governor that they want to have this program in Kaduna. But we don't have any assistance from anywhere. Okay. The same thing in Plateau. Right. Everywhere we go to, the young men are ready. People are ready. The people doing this violence are just very few. Okay. But we are saying even to the people doing the violence, that the people that wants them to do the violence, they are fulfilling their will. There are people benefiting in a lot of this crisis, in the lives and the blood of people. But we as a people can come together. If the government wants to listen, remove the weapon that is destroying us. How can you go to the north? You're killing our people and you say you're fighting. Nigeria fighting war with itself. A house divided against itself, it cannot stand. And it says, except God wash, the wash about wash in vain. Where is God in this country? Where is the fear of God that can say to a man, you are my brother? Where is the fear of God that can say to a man, I forgive you?
You talk about returning to God and godliness, but it is well known that in this country there is a high rate of religion. You tend to make a distinction between the two, godliness and religion. I just said something. My Bible says they have the form of godliness, but they deny the power thereof. And Christ said, except, he was talking to Christians, he said, except you carry your cross and follow me, except you deny your own, except you give your life, I will say to you on that day, I know you not. People are afraid to give their life for people to live. My living today is just extra grace. I see myself as living as extra grace. I gave my life, and God is keeping me. All right. In most of the things we do, we talk about the government, but there are those who say, hang on a moment, the government does not only and should not only refer to the government at the center, and as the federal government, that you have states, you have local governments who are meant to be much closer to the people. Do you have any plans, for instance, the Foundation for Peace and Non-Violence in Nigeria? Do you have plans to go to the grassroots where it matters and start building from there?
Let me tell you, also, I didn't want to say this thing, I will tell you. I went to Bayelsa State on Silva's government. I was invited by the wife to have my program in Bayelsa State. And we did a proposal. I cut it short. I knew the governor's wife cannot sign beyond 30 million. They said, this program you want to do is small. Let's increase it for you. They increased it to 62 million something. Do you know what happened? When the program reached, they showed me that it has been approved, that it went to audit, and audit has reduced it to 40 million. When the time for the program reached, because I had the advert, everything was on my name, there was no money. I postponed it for 1 week. The following week, I went and I did the program. I borrowed money, I did all the programs. Do you know what happened? Somebody went and collected that money. It was 43,800,000.
So,
but 1 naira was not given to me.
So we're back to the same old issue.
So I am saying this.
Greed involved.
The system is fighting the peace. If you will do what you did to me as somebody who has all of these things, I am telling you now, I wonder what you've done to other people. But we are saying, whether the system likes it or not, whether the uniform people likes it or not, whether the church likes it or not, whether the mosque likes it or not, listen to us. We are talking to the people. The people will come out and say no to violence. And you will see what will happen. Nobody has two heads. Nobody has two heads when the people stand up as the voice of God to say this is enough.
With this program in place, your proposals on how to bring back peace to Nigeria, do you see peace in the terms that we so desire now, returning to all the troubled spots of Nigeria in the next 5-10 years?
I see peace in the next 1 year. From the day anybody will just humble himself, listen to me, I can give you practical steps. If I tell you how many problems I have solved, if I tell you people that would have been killed, I had the grace. Today, the government of Rivers State is happy for the peace, and a lot of people are saying the army brought peace. It is not the army, I brought peace. Army was killing us. My brother, I am not just saying something. I am telling you about the conviction I have that I want to talk to the system. Then let them come and tell the world that it will not work what I said. That in less than 1 year, we will forget it. I told them that in less than 6 months, yet I do give us 2 months. I say in less than 6 months, you will forget in a hurry what has happened in Niger Delta. People are forgotten in a hurry. Right now, everybody's claiming amnesty. Everybody's claiming the peace. I thank God for them. But I am saying in less than 1 year, from the day we are listening to, because God has built us as a foundation, whether any man likes it or not, we will save this generation and we'll get to the next stage, and the world will learn from us. The world will learn from Nigeria what great peace can be in the midst of war.
There are millions of Nigerian youths out there.
Yes.
What would you like to say to them regarding this nation, its future, and what they can do to bring about this change that you say?
I will still tell them what I've been telling them in my campaigns. The Nigerian system that has taken us through this stress is happy when they do violence. People are benefiting when they kill people. People are benefiting when they kidnap people. People benefit when you throw guns, when you bomb places. Nigerian youths, you are fulfilling the bad, evil intention of people that wants to benefit in the life and blood of people. Let us say no to violence. But not just telling them to say no to violence. I am praying that the government will listen, will commit everybody practically, and that will be done. I don't just advise them. I try to tell them practical steps that we can take and have peace. I pray that we will get there one day, so that the world will hear that practical step. It will involve everybody. I have begged them before. I say I'm still begging them. I say if you give me 1% of security vote, people are laughing at me that I want to make money. If you have 10 policemen, give me one. What it takes, that will save this country. That's what I'm saying. Bible says, for the lack of wisdom, knowledge, my people perish. We are perishing over nothing. We are brothers. We don't know we are killing ourselves. I have Muslim brothers who we grew up, Kabiru, and a lot of them. If you see us in River State, our Muslim brothers, most of them are more closer to us than our brothers, born by our parents. Muslim brothers. It is easier, and it will be easier to save. The situation we are in now is too easy to be saved, because if God can give us Niger Delta, people forget. You don't know what we went through in the Niger Delta. If you know what we went through in the Niger Delta to bring this peace, Nigeria is too small. Which state in the Niger Delta, in Nigeria, had what was in the Niger Delta? Which state? And I keep begging them, let us not fight again. Because when they say religious war, it is nothing like that. What we are going into is a guerrilla warfare. Let's look for peace when there is still time. Because people are so angry that those who were never militant are admiring to be militant now. People are so angry that, do you know that there are people going to the north now from my area, wanting to identify with Boko Haram, and are going in seriously. I have this information that they are going in seriously because they understand that very soon there will be negotiation with Boko Haram and they want to be in the picture.
So again, this all still goes back to the issue of some people benefit from crises,
yes,
and they look at crises as an avenue
to make money.
Yes.
But I am saying, when the people rise up, they have no option.
As we round off, Onengiya, yes, this I must ask you. We've had so many people proffer solutions to the numerous challenges Nigeria is facing.
Yes.
And along the lines, there are times when some other citizens would say, let's take a second look. Is there a sincerity of purpose here? Is this another political gimmick? Most times you hear people say, those leaders or those activists who come up and preach,
looking for money.
It's either it's money or they're looking for political power. Are you looking for money?
Now let me give you one instance. The OCSSS, when Yaradua was president, after I showed him all my programs, he looked at it and he said, but you're not in this program. I said, I am not, because this is what God asked me to do. And maybe it was my confession then that now made the civil defense say they thought Ateketon was representing me. I am not in the amnesty program.
Okay.
With all I have told you that I did, I reconciled all. I went to Father Dagogo, reconciled him with Sobonga George. I went to Ateke. I went to all of them. All the militants in the Niger Delta, called them. I went to Boilof. Far. If you go to Boilof Star, it's almost outside Nigeria. I entered the sea. I went there to reconcile Boilof and Ateketon. There was a heat problem. The world did not know. But I'm not asking for anything. I just want to thank God for two people who helped me. the former governor of Lagos State, Tinubu. Tinubu called me and helped me, gave me 1.3 million. Then the former deputy speaker, Austin Obara, gave me 100,000 in 2 occasions, 200,000. Then the commissioner of police in Rivers State then gave me 50,000. Apart from that, nobody else on the face of this earth assisted me. I sold my car, I sold my land, I sold anything I can sell to get the peace. The government challenged me that I was looking for money. I can't be looking for money at the detriment of people.
Okay. Money, you ruled out.
I can't be looking for money.
Political power?
I can't be looking for power. I am not interested. I am looking for peace. It is peace I'm looking for. What else is it? I have a fine family. I have a fine business in Port Harcourt. I have a photo studio. I don't think there's any other one like that. I have a fine thing to go back to. But for God's sake, people are dying every day. I know people who died. I know people, young men who died who are promising people. Why will I look for money in this stupid and dirty world?
All right. Okay. Well, we can see that you're so passionate, even as you speak.
I pray that I don't die so that I can still get this peace.
Okay.
But except I die, then maybe somebody will not explain it. But if I don't do what I do now, God will raise stone. Okay. I don't know when that stone will come.
At this point, all we can say to you is we hope you sit back one day and see these efforts come to fruition, and that you'll be part of the peace-building efforts that are going on in Nigeria. By the grace of God, I have seen everything I started come to pass. And so we'll have to leave it here. And I'd like to say thank you very much, Onengiya Erekosima, President, Founder, Foundation for Peace and Non-Violence in Nigeria. We've spent quite some time talking about peace, and we can only wish you well as you preach the message of peace and carry the message of peace all around Nigeria. Once again, thank you very much. It's been very interesting talking to you, and I still see that the passion is still boiling in you. But
I don't sleep.
Okay.
I see the salvation every day.
So we say thank you once more, and we hope sometime in the future we'll ask you to come and tell us more about how far you've gone with the message of peace and what you have undertaken to do. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Well, that's it. That's as far as we'll go on this program. We thank you for watching. We'll reach you again with another edition. I'm Cyril Stober. Thanks for watching.